Let's bring in Horace Luke now, CEO of Gogoro, who joins us from Taipei. Horace, great to see you there. Do you have any further clarity and a roadmap for when that listing could happen? And there's never a perfect time to go public, is there? And of course, you're playing the long game, but how concerned are you about market conditions, especially as they apply to technology?
Well, thanks, guys, for having me on again. It's been a super week, just like you guys said. A great way to continue the decade of sustainability tech and electrification of mobility. Earlier this week, we announced that we upsized our PIPE, as you said, from an already oversubscribed 257 million to now 285 million, adding Hero Motor Corp and impact investment firm Engine Number One to our already great set of investors coming into our company. Last September, we announced that we're adding Foxconn and Gojek's mother company Go2. So great team up of great set of folks, getting ready to make a big impact for this decade. Hero, of course, needs no introduction. They're the world's largest two-wheel maker. And we're just so proud to have them on board, as well as Engine Number One, a really well-known impact investment firm that had done a lot of work with ExxonMobil, as well as General Motors, to help them focus on sustainability and electric mobility. And we're excited about what they can provide on strategic guidance and environment impact as we drive, like you said, into a decade, where we're on the long haul to look at the impact that sustainability can have on economic effects as well as on the world. We're still on track for a Q1 listing, late Q1. We're doing great work, and we feel like we have a very solid combination coming up with our partner, Polima Global.
Horace, have you got a line on the market conditions as they do apply to technology, especially given this meltdown that we've seen in Netflix and Peloton? I know very different business lines, but what do you make of market conditions and listing in this kind of environment?
I think in any market, the business with good, solid fundamentals, will shine above people that don't. And as for 3 decades, I've been working on technology, and mainly around the past 3 decades, on really around computing technology, from smartphone to Xbox to a number of devices that change the way we interact with the world and communicate and improve productivity. But moving forward in the next decade, I think the main topic of conversation is going to be around sustainability and sustainable technology and electric mobility. So we're excited. We're getting a lot of buzz with investors knocking on our door, wanting to join up. We have a lot of discussions. For example, later today, you'll see some announcement that involves a number of organizations, both public and private, who work toward, all of us who work toward the electrification of Indonesia. This afternoon's announcement complements the pilot that we kicked off with Gojek back in, December with their Electrum company, which is a JV EV company that we established, or they established in Jakarta. And the combination of these agreements and ongoing projects means that now we're ready to take on the world's 3rd largest two-wheeler market with our technology that has been proven and that has been working really well here in Taiwan. So we had a great 2021. We came out of 2021 beating our own estimates in volume, in market share, in revenue projection that we put on the table, despite almost a 3-month lockdown here in Taiwan due to late COVID kind of upswell. Yeah. We're aiming for a big 2022.
Okay, it sounds very positive, Horace. So listen, I want to ask you a timing question. You're talking about your IPO via SPAC coming up end of Q1 this year. That's just around the corner. This is, I guess, hopefully for you guys, going to be a nice big exit, right? But you're still in a growth phase, are you not, as a company? And with the NASDAQ now even deeper into correction territory, and if this continues, you got to wonder about timing, because investors are going to be making a very, very sharp distinction between tech that's profitable and tech that is still profitless. Where does that leave Gogoro?
Well, if you look at where we are today, I think, first word is, you mentioned is exit. I actually see, us listing as an enabler for us to actually light up all these markets we're talking about. We just lit up China in Hangzhou ahead of schedule. We lit up Wuxi ahead of schedule. Kunming is now, coming up in the next month or so. We see a couple more cities lighting up in China, getting ready for a early summer kind of season of two-wheelers that we are bringing our technology to the market on. And so as you look at, kind of where we see it as a great opportunity for us to operate at the level and have access to resources that it will take for us to go big. And we see this as as a beginning of something great rather than an exit. To us, it's really an enabler for us to do what we need to do. So new partnership launching, new vehicle launching, continued development of our technology beyond mobility. So we're going to be super busy and super excited about listing on the Nasdaq.
When are you going to be profitable?
The growth we're going to be focused on growth. If you look at our network business today, we're operating at about mid 40% when it comes to EBITDA margin. We see this business going to about 60% EBITDA margin. It's really about a subscriber-based business, super sticky, super similar to a lot of large companies that have subscribers. But what's unique about Gogoro is that we have a very sticky cohort. So as you look at this year last year in 2021, where we had almost a quarter of the year where people could not go outside in Taiwan because of COVID, our revenue number from the subscription business has not dropped at all. And as you look at, now we're lighting up, as we just talked about with Yamaha, yet another vehicle. Now we're talking about 10 different vehicle makers, totaling up about 19 product lines and 42 models. So lots of choices for customers. Think of us as really the Android of EV, bringing subscribers onto our network that is, due to be very, very profitable once we build the scales that we're looking for.
Horace, two questions. How would you characterize the competitive environment in battery swapping technology? Do you have the first mover advantage? And if we are talking about scaling the business in the long term, given the right innovation framework and over time, could battery swapping technology work for electric vehicles, work for cars?
Well, I think, as we look at our competitive landscape, first of all, we're really focused on urban mobility, densely populated city where millions of people are living on top of each other using two-wheelers and three-wheelers. So, last year we launched two three-wheelers with our partners. So this is in addition to all the two-wheelers that we offer today with our partners. But as you look at the landscape, I think we definitely have a first mover advantage. We started, back in 2011, before anybody talked about even battery swapping, nevertheless, even electric two-wheelers. So through that last decade, we had a lot of lesson learned. We built a tremendous moat around technology, around partnership, around just, operation know-how and tools that we developed for the system. And after, several years in Taiwan where we proved our technology and piloted it, this is when we take it and kind of copy and paste into other markets. And it's obvious with a lot of large-scale partners that we're working with, like Hero MotoCorp, the world's #1 gasoline two-wheel maker, Yadi, that we work with in China, that is the world's largest electric two-wheel maker, and then Dachangjiang, Haojue, the China largest two-wheel ICE vehicle maker, as well as now with GoTo and Gojek, the largest technology company in Indonesia. So #1 market, #2 market, #3 market in the world, with #1, #2, and #3 players in the world. So, players like that has a lot of choices. They do their due diligence, and we're very proud to be able to, to partner with people like that, because ultimately it tells the investors that we got our technology right, we got our business model right, and we, it's not just a try and error. Once you put an infrastructure in, you put an infrastructure in, and that's a long-term investment. And in a place like Taiwan, where we just started back in 2015, this year, by the end of this year, we will have more station locations than gas stations, making it super convenient for our customer. This last quarter, or the last December, we saw the largest number out of Taipei. Battery swapping vehicle using Gogoro technology accounted for 28% of all vehicles sold. So, without any restrictions on ICE vehicle running around in the city, we're seeing, customers, voting with a pocket and voting with their choice of vehicle they're going to choose for the next decade. And these vehicles, once they buy it, they own it for 10 years or more. And so that creates a great steady business for Gogoro. And, we're seeing great solid business fundamental coming out of Taiwan. We're bringing that to Hangzhou. We're bringing that to the rest of China, as well as, with India later this year. And of course, later today, you'll see some announcements around Indonesia. So just really, really super busy year for Gogoro.
Can you tell us about the Indonesia news right now?
It's a partnership across five different companies, both in privately held company as well as companies that has public interest in. This is an MOU that we will announce that we're going to work together all the way from energy cell to battery pack to electric vehicle to battery swapping. So it is a massive MOU that involves a market that we see, huge amount of opportunity in.
Boy.
And that just starts the Southeast Asia.
Horace, you're leaving us
efforts
hanging.
for
But,
us.
yeah, you're leaving us hanging. But okay, we'll wait to see what's actually announced and leave you to put some actual names on the deal. Horace, great to talk to you. Appreciate the time.
Thanks so much, Horace.
Best of luck. Keep safe. Do it again soon. Horace Luke there, CEO Gogoro.